Introduction to Advanced Notary Practices. Traditional notarization involves a notary public physically witnessing signatures and verifying identities. This foundational role ensures the integrity of critical documents, preventing fraud and establishing trust in legal and business transactions. Notaries serve as impartial witnesses, confirming the signer's identity and willingness, and ensuring they understand the document's contents. The process typically involves physical presence, identification checks, and the application of an ink stamp and signature. Understanding these core principles is crucial before delving into advanced digital methods. Advanced notary practices extend beyond basic duties, encompassing complex document types, multi-party transactions, and specialized legal requirements. These practices demand a deeper understanding of legal nuances, ethical considerations, and risk management. Notaries engaged in advanced practices often handle documents such as real estate deeds, estate planning instruments, and corporate resolutions. Proficiency in these areas elevates a notary's professional standing and expands their service offerings. This course will build upon these advanced concepts within the context of remote online notarization. Evolution of notarization. Traditional to digital. Historically, notarization has been a paper-based process, relying on physical presence and wet ink signatures. This method, while time-tested, presented limitations in terms of accessibility, speed, and geographical constraints. Signers and notaries had to be in the same physical location, often requiring travel and scheduling complexities. The reliance on physical documents also introduced logistical challenges for storage and retrieval. This traditional approach formed the bedrock of legal assurance for centuries, but the digital age demanded innovation. The advent of technology has driven the evolution towards electronic and remote notarization. Electronic notarization, e-notarization, allows for digital signatures and electronic documents, but still typically requires the notary and signer to be physically present. Remote Online Notarization, RON, represents the next significant leap, enabling notarizations to occur entirely online, with the notary and signer in different locations. This shift leverages audio-visual technology and advanced identity verification, fundamentally transforming how notarial acts are performed. The digital transformation offers unprecedented convenience and efficiency. Understanding Remote Online Notarization, RON. Remote Online Notarization, RON, allows a notary public to perform notarial acts for a signer who is not in the same physical location. This is achieved through the use of audio-visual technology, enabling real-time, two-way communication. The core components of RON include secure identity verification, credential analysis, electronic signatures, and electronic journaling. The entire process is recorded and securely stored, providing an immutable audit trail. RON offers significant advantages in terms of convenience, accessibility, and efficiency, especially for signers located remotely or with mobility challenges. The RON process typically involves several key steps. First, the signer's identity is verified through knowledge-based authentication, KBA, and credential analysis of their government-issued ID. Next, the notary and signer connect via a secure audio-visual platform, where the notary witnesses the electronic signature. The notary then applies their electronic seal and digital certificate to the document. Finally, an electronic journal entry is created, and the entire session is recorded and archived. Each step is designed to maintain the integrity and security of the notarial act, mirroring traditional requirements in a digital environment. Legal frameworks and state regulations for RON. The legality of Remote Online Notarization, RON, is established through state-specific legislation, as notarization falls under state jurisdiction. Each state that permits RON has enacted laws that define the requirements for technology, identity verification, record keeping, and the notary's duties. These laws often specify approved RON platforms, the types of notarial acts allowed, and the duration for which recordings must be archived. Notaries must be intimately familiar with the RON laws of their commissioning state, as compliance is paramount to the validity of their acts. Interstate recognition of RON acts is also a developing area, guided by principles of comity and the Uniform Law Commission's revised Uniform Law on Notarial Acts, Rulona. Key aspects of state RON legislation typically include requirements for the notary's commission and training specific to RON, mandatory identity proofing methods such as knowledge-based authentication and credential analysis, specifications for the audio-visual technology used, including security and recording capabilities, rules for electronic signatures, seals, and digital certificates, guidelines for electronic journaling and the secure storage of recordings and records, provisions for out-of-state signers, and the jurisdictional reach of the RON notary. Adhering to these regulations ensures the legal enforceability and acceptance of RON notarizations. Jurisdictional nuances in RON laws. Understanding jurisdictional nuances is critical for RON notaries, as the validity of a notarial act often depends on where the notary is commissioned and where the signer is located. While a notary is commissioned by a specific state, many states allow their RON notaries to perform acts for signers located anywhere in the world, provided the notary is physically within their commissioning state at the time of the notarization. However, some states impose restrictions on the signer's location or the type of document. This complexity necessitates careful review of both the notary's commissioning state laws and, in some cases, the laws of the signer's location or the document's governing law. Key jurisdictional considerations include the physical location of the notary at the time of the RON Act, the physical location of the signer, and any state-specific restrictions on it, the legal jurisdiction governing the document being notarized, reciprocity agreements or recognition of out-of-state notarial acts, any specific requirements for international signers or documents intended for use abroad. Navigating these nuances requires a thorough understanding of applicable laws to ensure the notarial act is legally sound and accepted by all relevant parties. Technology requirements for RON platforms. RON platforms must meet stringent technological requirements to ensure the security, integrity, and authenticity of notarial acts. These platforms are typically cloud-based and provide a secure environment for identity verification, audio-visual communication, electronic document handling, and record keeping. Key features include robust encryption for data transmission and storage, multi-factor authentication for users, and tamper-evident technology for electronic documents. The platform must also support real-time, high-quality audio and video to facilitate clear communication and observation between the notary and signer. Compliance with state-specific technology standards is non-negotiable for platform providers. Essential technological components of a compliant RON platform include secure audio-visual conferencing tools with recording capabilities, identity verification services, often integrating knowledge-based authentication and credential analysis, electronic signature functionality that creates legally binding signatures, electronic seal and digital certificate integration for the notary, tamper-evident technology to protect the integrity of the electronic document after notarization, secure electronic journaling, and long-term storage solutions for recordings and documents. These components work in concert to replicate and enhance the security of traditional notarization in a digital space. Identity verification processes in RON. Identity verification in remote online notarization, RON, is a multi-layered process designed to ensure the signer is who they claim to be without physical presence. This typically involves two primary methods: knowledge-based authentication, KBA, and credential analysis. KBA requires the signer to answer a series of personal questions generated from public and private databases, which only the true individual would likely know. This acts as a dynamic challenge-response system, confirming identity based on personal history. The questions are often timed and randomized to prevent fraudulent attempts. Credential analysis involves advanced technology to verify the authenticity of the signer's government-issued identification document. The signer typically uploads images of their ID, which are then analyzed by sophisticated software for security features, holograms, fonts, and other indicators of tampering or fraud. This process can detect fake IDs or alterations that might be missed by the human eye. Both KBA and credential analysis are performed by third-party providers integrated into the RON platform, adding an extra layer of impartiality and security to the identity verification process. These methods are crucial for maintaining the integrity of remote notarial acts. Credential analysis and fraud prevention. Credential analysis is a sophisticated fraud prevention measure in RON, utilizing artificial intelligence and machine learning to scrutinize government-issued identification documents. The technology examines various aspects of the ID, including its physical characteristics, security features, and data integrity. It looks for inconsistencies in fonts, colors, holograms, and other embedded security elements that are difficult to replicate. This automated process can quickly identify potential alterations or counterfeit documents, significantly reducing the risk of identity fraud. The system compares the presented ID against a vast database of known document templates and security features. Beyond technical analysis, the RON notary also plays a crucial role in fraud prevention during the audio-visual session. The notary observes the signer's behavior, demeanor, and consistency with the provided identification. They ensure the signer is acting voluntarily and is not under duress. The real-time interaction allows the notary to ask probing questions and assess the signer's understanding of the document. This human element, combined with advanced credential analysis technology, creates a robust defense against fraudulent attempts, ensuring the highest level of trust and security in the remote notarization process. Vigilance and keen observation are key skills for the RON notary. Audiovisual recording and archiving. A critical component of remote online notarization, RON, is the mandatory audiovisual recording of the entire notarial session. This recording serves as an immutable record of the interaction between the notary and the signer, capturing all verbal and visual cues. It provides undeniable proof of identity verification, the signer's consent, and the notary's performance of their duties. The recording must capture the full face and voice of both parties, ensuring clarity and completeness. This digital evidence is invaluable for dispute resolution and auditing purposes, offering a level of transparency often exceeding traditional paper-based notarizations. State regulations dictate specific requirements for the archiving of these audiovisual recordings. Typically, RON platforms are responsible for securely storing these recordings for a prescribed period, often 5 to 10 years. The storage must be tamper-evident, encrypted, and readily accessible to the notary and relevant authorities upon request. This secure archiving ensures the long-term integrity and availability of the notarial record. Proper indexing and metadata tagging are also essential for efficient retrieval. The robust recording and archiving protocols underscore the enhanced security and accountability inherent in RON. Digital certificates and electronic signatures. Electronic signatures are a fundamental element of remote online notarization, RON. allowing signers to legally bind themselves to a document in a digital format. Unlike simple scanned images of signatures, legally compliant electronic signatures are created with intent to sign and are logically associated with the record. They are often captured through a click-to-sign process or by drawing a signature on a digital pad. The legal validity of electronic signatures is established by laws such as the e-Sign Act in the US, which grants them the same legal weight as wet ink signatures. RON platforms integrate these functionalities seamlessly, ensuring compliance and ease of use. Digital certificates are crucial for the notary public in RON, serving as their electronic seal and signature. A digital certificate is an encrypted file issued by a trusted third-party certificate authority, CA, verifying the notary's identity and commission. When a notary applies their electronic signature and seal to a document, the digital certificate embeds cryptographic information that proves the notary's identity, the time of notarization, and ensures the document has not been tampered with since. This tamper-evident technology is vital, as any alteration to the document after notarization will invalidate the digital certificate, alerting future viewers to potential fraud. This cryptographic binding provides an unparalleled level of document integrity and trust. Electronic journaling and record keeping. Electronic journaling is a mandatory requirement for remote online notarization, RON, mirroring the traditional paper journal but in a digital format. The electronic journal captures all essential details of each notarial act, including the date and time, the type of act, the document title, the signer's name and identity verification methods, and the fees charged. This digital record must be tamper-evident, ensuring that once an entry is made, it cannot be altered without detection. The electronic journal provides a comprehensive audit trail, crucial for compliance, legal defense, and professional accountability. It is a cornerstone of the integrity of RON services. Beyond the electronic journal, RON notaries are also responsible for secure record keeping of the audio-visual recordings and the notarized electronic documents. State laws specify the duration for which these records must be maintained, often ranging from 5 to 10 years. The storage solution must be secure, encrypted, and readily accessible to the notary and authorized parties. This often involves cloud-based platforms that meet stringent security standards. Proper organization and indexing of these digital records are essential for efficient retrieval and compliance with regulatory requirements. Diligent record keeping protects both the notary and the public, upholding the trustworthiness of the notarial process. RON best practices. Ethical considerations. Ethical considerations are paramount in remote online notarization, RON, requiring notaries to uphold the highest standards of impartiality, honesty, and integrity. Notaries must ensure they are not personally involved in the transaction or have any financial interest that could compromise their neutrality. Avoiding conflicts of interest is a core ethical duty, as is maintaining confidentiality of all signer information and document contents. The remote nature of RON necessitates an even greater commitment to these principles, as the physical distance might tempt some to relax their vigilance. Upholding public trust is the notary's primary ethical obligation, regardless of the notarization method. Key ethical best practices for RON notaries include always verifying the signer's identity diligently without shortcuts, ensuring the signer appears willing and aware, free from coercion or duress, maintaining strict confidentiality of all information encountered during the notarial act, avoiding any conflicts of interest that could compromise impartiality, refusing to notarize if there is any doubt about the signer's capacity or the legality of the document, continuously educating oneself on evolving RON laws and ethical guidelines. Adherence to these ethical principles safeguards the public and maintains the credibility of the notarial profession in the digital age. Ensuring security and data privacy in RON. Security and data privacy are paramount concerns in remote online notarization, RON, given the sensitive nature of the documents and personal information involved. RON platforms must employ robust encryption protocols for data in transit and at rest, protecting against unauthorized access and cyber threats. Multi-factor authentication, MFA, is essential for both notaries and signers to secure access to the platform. Regular security audits and penetration testing are also critical to identify and remediate vulnerabilities. Adherence to industry-standard security frameworks and data protection regulations, such as GDPR or CCPA, is often a legal requirement and a best practice. Protecting signer data privacy extends beyond technical security measures to include strict operational policies. Notaries must ensure they are using secure networks and devices free from malware or unauthorized surveillance. They must also be vigilant about phishing attempts and social engineering tactics. RON platforms are designed to minimize the exposure of personal data, often using tokenization or redaction where appropriate. Furthermore, the secure archiving of audiovisual recordings and electronic journals ensures that sensitive information is stored in a compliant and protected manner. A comprehensive approach to security and privacy builds trust and mitigates risks for all parties involved in a RON transaction. Handling sensitive documents in a digital environment. Handling sensitive documents in a digital environment requires meticulous care and adherence to strict protocols to maintain confidentiality and integrity. Unlike physical documents, electronic documents are susceptible to different types of vulnerabilities, such as unauthorized access, data breaches, and accidental sharing. RON notaries must ensure that documents are transmitted and stored using end-to-end encryption, and only authorized personnel have access. It is crucial to use secure, reputable RON platforms that have built-in safeguards for document handling. The notary's own digital hygiene, including strong passwords and secure network connections, is also vital. Best practices for handling sensitive digital documents include using only approved, secure RON platforms for document upload and sharing, verifying the identity of all parties before sharing or discussing document contents, ensuring documents are tamper-evident after notarization with digital certificates, storing notarized documents and recordings in encrypted, long-term archives as required by law, never sharing sensitive document links or access credentials via insecure channels, educating signers on how to securely receive and store their notarized electronic documents. These measures collectively protect the sensitive information contained within the documents throughout the entire RON process. Advanced Notarial Acts via RON, Remote Online Notarization, RON, is not limited to simple acknowledgements. It can facilitate a wide range of advanced notarial acts. These include jurats, where the signer swears or affirms the truthfulness of a document's contents, and oaths or affirmations, often used in court proceedings or for official declarations. Certified copies of documents, while generally requiring physical presence in many jurisdictions, are also being explored for digital equivalents in some states. The key is that the RON platform must support the specific requirements of each act, such as the notary administering an oath verbally and recording it. Notaries must understand the nuances of each act to perform them correctly remotely. Performing advanced notarial acts via RON requires the notary to be highly proficient in both the legal requirements of the act and the technological capabilities of the platform. For example, for a jurat, the notary must clearly administer the oath or affirmation during the audiovisual session, observing the signer's response. For an affidavit, the notary must ensure the signer understands the solemnity of swearing to the truth. The electronic journal must accurately reflect the specific notarial act performed. This advanced application of RON allows for greater flexibility and accessibility for complex legal and business transactions, expanding the utility of notarial services significantly. Special considerations for real estate transactions. Real estate transactions often involve numerous sensitive documents that require notarization, such as deeds, mortgages, and powers of attorney. Remote Online Notarization, RON, has become increasingly prevalent in this sector due to its efficiency and convenience, especially for parties located in different geographical areas. However, real estate RON transactions come with special considerations. State laws often have specific requirements for real estate documents, including additional disclosures or recording mandates. The notary must ensure that all parties understand the legal implications of signing these documents remotely, and that the RON platform meets all necessary security and compliance standards for such high-value transactions. Key special considerations for real estate RON include verifying the legal description of the property and all parties involved, ensuring compliance with specific state and county recording requirements for electronic documents, understanding the implications of different types of deeds and mortgage documents, coordinating with title companies, lenders, and real estate agents to ensure a smooth process, addressing any potential issues with property location or jurisdictional conflicts, confirming the signer's capacity and willingness to sign documents that transfer significant assets. The notary's role is critical in safeguarding the integrity of these complex and high-stakes transactions, requiring a deep understanding of both notarial law and real estate specifics. RON for estate planning documents. Estate planning documents, such as wills, trusts, and powers of attorney, are highly personal and legally significant, making their notarization via RON particularly impactful. RON offers convenience and accessibility for individuals who may be elderly, ill, or geographically dispersed, enabling them to execute these vital documents without the need for physical travel. However, the sensitive nature of these documents demands heightened vigilance from the RON notary. Ensuring the signer's mental capacity and freedom from undue influence is paramount, as these documents determine the distribution of assets and personal care. The notary must carefully observe the signer during the audio-visual session for any signs of coercion or confusion. Specific considerations for RON notarization of estate planning documents include confirming the signer's sound mind and understanding of the document's contents, observing for any signs of duress or undue influence from third parties present with the signer, verifying the correct execution of all required signatures and initials on the electronic document, adhering to any state-specific witness requirements, which may or may not be permitted remotely, ensuring the secure and confidential handling of these highly personal documents, properly recording all details in the electronic journal, including observations about the signer's capacity. The RON notary plays a critical role in safeguarding the wishes and intentions of individuals through careful and ethical notarization of their estate plans. Corporate and business notarizations with RON. Corporate and business transactions frequently require notarization for documents such as corporate resolutions, loan agreements, contracts, and intellectual property assignments. Remote Online Notarization, RON, offers significant advantages for businesses, enabling faster execution of agreements, reduced travel costs for executives, and streamlined international operations. Companies with geographically dispersed teams or clients can greatly benefit from the efficiency of RON. However, notaries must be aware of specific corporate governance requirements, such as verifying the authority of the signing officer to act on behalf of the corporation. The volume and complexity of business documents demand a notary with advanced organizational and legal understanding. Key considerations for corporate RON notarizations include verifying the identity and authority of the corporate representatives signing the document, ensuring compliance with corporate bylaws and resolutions regarding document execution, handling multi-party transactions involving various business entities, maintaining strict confidentiality of proprietary business information, coordinating with legal departments and corporate secretaries for document preparation, properly documenting the notarial act in the electronic journal, including the capacity of the signer. By mastering these aspects, RON notaries can become invaluable assets to businesses seeking efficient and secure digital notarization solutions, facilitating smoother and faster commercial operations. Troubleshooting common RON technical issues. Despite the advancements in remote online notarization (RON) technology, technical issues can occasionally arise, requiring the notary to be adept at troubleshooting. Common problems include poor internet connectivity, audio-video quality issues, software glitches, or difficulties with identity verification platforms. A notary must remain calm and professional, guiding the signer through potential solutions. Having a checklist of common troubleshooting steps and backup solutions, such as suggesting a different browser or restarting the session, can save time and prevent frustration. Clear communication with the signer about technical difficulties is crucial to maintain a positive experience. Effective troubleshooting strategies include verifying both the notary's and signer's internet connection stability, checking microphone and camera settings on both ends, ensuring the RON platform software or browser is up to date, guiding the signer through identity verification steps if they encounter errors, having a backup plan such as rescheduling the session or suggesting a different device, maintaining clear and patient communication throughout the troubleshooting process. Developing strong technical literacy and problem-solving skills is essential for a successful RON notary, ensuring seamless transactions even when technology presents challenges. Marketing and building a RON business. Building a successful remote online notarization RON business requires effective marketing strategies to reach potential clients. This involves establishing a strong online presence through a professional website, social media, and online directories. Highlighting the convenience, security, and legality of RON services can attract a broad clientele, including individuals, businesses, and legal professionals. Networking with real estate agents, title companies, and estate attorneys can also generate valuable referrals. Differentiating your services by offering specialized expertise or extended hours can provide a competitive edge. A clear value proposition is essential to stand out in the growing RON market. Key marketing and business building strategies include developing a professional website optimized for search engines, clearly outlining RON services, utilizing social media platforms to engage with potential clients and share educational content, listing your services on reputable online notary directories, networking with legal, real estate, and financial professionals for referrals, offering specialized services such as notarizations for specific industries or document types, providing exceptional customer service to encourage repeat business and positive reviews. By strategically marketing and consistently delivering high-quality service, RON notaries can build a thriving and sustainable business in the digital notarization landscape. Client communication and expectations management. Effective client communication is paramount for a successful remote online notarization RON experience. Notaries must clearly explain the RON process, including technology requirements, identity verification steps, and what the signer can expect during the audio-visual session. Setting realistic expectations about potential technical glitches or the duration of the process helps manage client satisfaction. Providing clear instructions beforehand, such as having a valid ID ready and ensuring a stable internet connection, can prevent delays. A professional and reassuring demeanor from the notary builds trust and confidence in the remote interaction. Key aspects of managing client expectations include providing a pre-session checklist of requirements for the signer, clearly explaining the identity verification process, KBA and credential analysis, communicating potential technical challenges and how to address them, confirming the type of notarial act and document details before the session begins, being patient and empathetic, especially with first-time RON users, following up after the session to ensure the client received their notarized document. Proactive and transparent communication ensures a smooth, efficient, and positive experience for all parties, fostering client loyalty and professional reputation. Risk management and liability for RON notaries. Remote Online Notarization, RON, introduces unique risks and liabilities that notaries must understand and mitigate. These include the potential for identity fraud, document tampering, and technical failures that could compromise the integrity of the notarial act. A notary is legally responsible for ensuring the identity of the signer and the validity of the notarial act, even when performed remotely. Failure to adhere to state RON laws, platform requirements, or ethical guidelines can result in legal penalties, fines, and damage to professional reputation. Proactive risk management is essential to protect both the notary and the public. Key risk management strategies for RON notaries include thoroughly understanding and strictly adhering to all state RON laws and regulations, utilizing only state-approved and secure RON platforms with robust security features, exercising extreme diligence in identity verification and credential analysis, maintaining meticulous electronic journals and securely archiving all recordings and documents, obtaining adequate errors and omissions E&O, insurance specifically covering RON acts, continuously updating knowledge on fraud prevention techniques and cybersecurity best practices. By implementing these measures, RON notaries can significantly reduce their exposure to liability and ensure the continued trustworthiness of their services. Insurance requirements for RON professionals. Errors and omissions, E&O, insurance is a critical safeguard for all notary publics, and it is even more vital for those performing remote online notarization, RON. E&O insurance protects notaries from financial losses arising from mistakes, negligence, or omissions in their professional duties. Given the increased complexity and potential for technical issues in RON, the risk of errors or claims of negligence can be higher. It is imperative that RON professionals ensure their E&O policy specifically covers remote online notarial acts, as not all standard notary E&O policies automatically extend to RON. In some states, specific E&O coverage for RON may even be a mandatory requirement for commissioning. When selecting an E&O insurance policy for RON, notaries should carefully review the coverage limits, deductibles, and exclusions. It is advisable to choose a policy that offers sufficient coverage to protect against potential claims, considering the value of the documents being notarized. Many insurance providers now offer specialized RON E&O policies or riders that address the unique risks associated with digital notarization, including cyber liability and data breach protection. Investing in comprehensive E&O insurance is a fundamental aspect of risk management for any RON professional, providing peace of mind and financial protection in the event of a claim. This professional responsibility underscores the advanced nature of RON practices. Continuing education and professional development. The landscape of remote online notarization, RON, is constantly evolving, with new technologies, legal updates, and best practices emerging regularly. Therefore, continuing education and professional development are not merely beneficial, but essential for RON notaries to maintain their expertise and compliance. Staying informed about changes in state laws, platform updates, and fraud prevention techniques ensures that notaries can consistently provide high-quality and legally sound services. Engaging in ongoing learning demonstrates a commitment to professionalism and helps notaries adapt to the dynamic digital environment. This continuous improvement is a hallmark of an advanced notary practitioner. Opportunities for professional development include participating in webinars and online courses specifically focused on RON updates, attending industry conferences and workshops to network and learn from experts, subscribing to legal and notary-specific publications and newsletters, joining professional notary associations that offer educational resources, regularly reviewing state notary handbooks and RON-specific guidelines, seeking advanced certifications in specialized notarial acts or digital security. By actively pursuing these educational avenues, RON notaries can enhance their skills, expand their service offerings, and solidify their position as trusted experts in the field of digital notarization. Future trends in remote notarization. The future of remote online notarization, RON, is poised for continued innovation and expansion. Emerging trends include the integration of blockchain technology for enhanced security and immutable record keeping, potentially creating a decentralized and highly transparent notarial ledger. Further advancements in artificial intelligence and machine learning could refine identity verification processes, making them even more robust and efficient. The expansion of RON to more states and potentially international jurisdictions is also a strong trend, driven by increasing demand for convenient and accessible notarial services. These technological and legal developments promise to further streamline and secure the notarization process. Other future trends include increased standardization of RON laws across states and potentially at the federal level, development of more user-friendly and accessible RON platforms for diverse populations, integration of RON with other digital transaction platforms, such as e-closings for real estate, exploration of biometric authentication methods beyond current KBA and credential analysis, the potential for RON to facilitate more complex international legal transactions, greater adoption of RON by government agencies and large corporations for internal processes. Staying abreast of these trends will allow RON notaries to anticipate changes, adapt their practices, and remain at the forefront of the evolving digital notarization industry. Conclusion: Mastering advanced RON practices. Mastering advanced remote online notarization (RON) practices requires a comprehensive understanding of legal frameworks, technological requirements, ethical considerations, and diligent risk management. This diploma course has equipped you with the knowledge to confidently navigate the complexities of digital notarization, from secure identity verification to handling sensitive documents and understanding jurisdictional nuances. The ability to adapt to evolving technologies and legal updates, coupled with a commitment to ethical conduct, defines an advanced RON notary. Your expertise will be invaluable in providing efficient, secure, and legally compliant notarial services in the digital age. As a proficient RON professional, you are now prepared to perform a wide range of notarial acts remotely with confidence and compliance, effectively troubleshoot technical issues and manage client expectations, implement robust security and data privacy measures in all transactions, strategically market your services, and build a thriving RON business. Engage in continuous professional development to stay ahead of industry trends. the demand for skilled RON notaries will only continue to grow, making your advanced capabilities a significant asset. Embrace this exciting field with professionalism, integrity, and a commitment to excellence.